our entire nation pauses to remember Pearl Harbor and the brave warriors who on that day stood tall and fought for America.
President Trump today signed a proclamation for National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. Today marks 76 years since the surprise attack by Japan that killed more than 2,000 Americans and plunged the U.S. into World War II. One of the few remaining survivors of that infamous day was in Stockton today to share his amazing story to a retirement community. And as ABC 10's Kurt Rivera reports, his story is still vivid more than decades later, I should say.
Yeah, that's me there being picked up.
You could call 95-year-old John Chapman a real-life superhero on this day 76 years ago.
We were in water up to our necks, hanging on the beams.
Chapman was just 19, a shipfitter, third class aboard the USS West Virginia battleship, when suddenly Japanese planes attacked overhead just before 8 a.m.
There was 375 planes. You couldn't count them, but they were just like bumblebees crossing.
Chapman was supposed to be on liberty or on an authorized absence as a lifeguard at a hotel on shore that day, but instead his ship was torpedoed and he found himself in the water with other sailors fighting for their lives.
We got 6 bombs total. You could feel them every time they came down.
That's when John went into action. As a young buff sailor, he used his strength, diving, and swimming skills to survive in the ocean 30 minutes, rescuing an incredible 32 men by climbing 30 feet up a rope, then through a hatch above.
And I got a cargo net and I cut it off it's the one they use for picking the planes up, and dropped it in the hatch and got them in out of their way.
This photo of the attack is literally in the history books. And that's John in the water right there. Son Eric says as his dad tried to stay alive in the water, he remembered a Bible verse said to him by his mother that gave him the strength to not give up.
And he had a little guardian angel on his shoulder who said at that point, in an audible voice, he said, "You're in charge."
John served 24 years, including time in the Korean and Vietnam Wars. He received a Purple Heart for taking shrapnel to his neck at Pearl Harbor. He became a model, bodybuilder, father and husband, and enjoyed a long career as a civil engineer.
The whole port side was open to the sea.
Now in hospice care in Concord, he shared his story today at the Commons on Thornton Retirement Community in Stockton. His reason for sharing on this date that lives in infamy is a simple one.
Remembrance of this never happens again.
In Stockton, Kurt Rivera, ABC 10 News.
95 years old. Mr. Chapman, we thank you for your service. Let's check back in with Monica now.